tough
you know,
to catch.
he caught me with a good shot, man, behind the head, and then he followed up and caught me with another, I think, like 2 more shots.
You know, when I have a referee tell me I'm leading with my head,
I went down quick, and you know, I could have got up easy.
It is.
I wasn't really that hurt. That's why I went at him. But you know, it's one of those things, man, where you know he's going to attack you, so try to just land that shot right down the pipe.
It was extremely frustrating because it wasn't on one occasion.
And you got him on the ropes. You had a lot of success there with them. You know, the 10th round. Were you thinking, like now looking back at it, that maybe you should have tried to do that earlier, or were you trying to do that to kind of rough him up?
No, you know, my plan was to come out and do some boxing, you know, work behind my jab, but I ended up abandoning the jab and didn't throw it enough like I should have. I should have doubled and tripled the jab, but you know, I didn't do that.
His power wasn't effective.
You know, that's when he started counterpunching.
He was trying to hit with jab.
He was able to land that right hand and jump in with his hooks.
It was more like a slapping shot. Yeah, no.
How do you rate his power compared to all the other guys you fought?
He does got power. I mean, you know, he's probably one of the hardest hitters I've been in. I mean, not the hardest hitter, but one of the hardest hitters.
Get back, a little time off of the family, and get back.
You know, I think he just has.
Thank you.
He has power in both hands, man. He got some good solid power.
Robert, did you guys exchange any words after the fight? You and Keith Thurman. What did you guys talk about after the fight?
I told him I'd get you after. Come on, Nah, you know, I just congratulate him. He fought a good fight, you know, did his thing. Told me, great fight, man, and hope for all the success for you.
Robert, you may have discussed this already, but can you talk about the knockdown and then what happened the rest of that round, and then what was said in your corner in the 10th, because you came out and I actually had you win in the 10th round. I mean, that's good.
I can't
yeah, well, he caught me with a shot behind the head, buzzed me, and then followed up with a couple more and put me down.
One thing I'm saying about that,
I mean, I wasn't hurt really bad. It hurt me enough to put me down, but I mean, I wasn't hurt where, you know, I had my marbles together where I was able to weather the storm and you know, try to bank some shots right back. But you know, it's things we work on in the gym too that helps you.
I'll give it to him. What he did well. He's doing the stylist. He was very elusive. He really was. He was one of the most elusive.
You know, he does got power.
So what about? Okay, so you go back to the corner. I thought you were getting
actually see what I found. I let my hands go. It didn't like he shot
from where I was sitting there, he could take it out. But you came out, and I had you winning the 10th round. What was said in your corner? And then, where did you feel, was there a moment in the 10th round where you feel you were actually controlling the tempo of the round?
Oh yeah, there was a, you know, once I started putting the pressure and just started getting in, and my father, when I came back to the corner, my father was like, hey, are you okay? How's everything? Yeah, I'm good.
But
I'm good, don't worry.
As of right now, like I said, we'll take 2 weeks off.
And he's like, hey, you got to get in there and exchange. You got to throw your punches. Put some pressure on you. Get in there. You know, you got to move more. Get in there quicker and let your hands go. So that's what I started doing, and you know, it was working. But also too, you know, while I did that, you know, he's a good counterpuncher. Plays into his game, and you know, that's how I got the cut. You know, he caught me some good shots, but you know, I had to do what I had to do. Get in there and put that pressure, and you know, start trying to dictate the fight on the ropes.
So how hurt do you think he was in the 10th?
I don't know. You know, yeah, I hit him with a couple of check hooks when he tried to come in, and
it would have been like me shadowboxing in the ring. He was very elusive.
After that, you know, he kind of got on the defense a bit, and I stared putting that pressure. I think the fast pressure that I was putting was kind of
misconception that I'm.
You know, he wasn't ready.
Oh, he didn't fight me like that. No, he did what he had to do.
Kind of think back on that, I should have just came out the gate like that.
That's what I was going to ask you. Why did you wait till you got hurt?
He's good at what he does.
Mix it up like that, make it a brawl.
Like you said, he didn't fight with
he had thought you were going to. You practiced wrestling and all that, but I never saw it. You were boxing and everything. It was a decent fight.
Very talented.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get back to my, you know, back to what got me, you know, back on my toes, boxing, using my jab.
The whole card was amazing.
But the one thing that I did was I abandoned the jab during the fight. You know, I was throwing one jab. I was throwing maybe 2 jabs, but
2 warriors.
You know, I gotta, you know, I should have fired it a lot more.
Guerrero,
like we practiced. But you know what? It is what it is.
Just from the 9th round to the 12th, did you think you had more left to go?
Oh, definitely. I you know, I mean, I wasn't winded. I had you know, I had a lot of air. I had a lot of air to keep going. You know, that's why I started putting the pressure and started throwing more punches and you know, trying to track him down. But you know, he was good on his feet. He was good on his feet. He has good lateral movement, and you know, he was dodging those fireballs, man.
I guess the last question is what. I know you don't have a whole lot of time, and I got one for you. What do you think you raised your level even more with this victory? I know forget about the scorecards, but just what people saw and the number of people who saw it.
Oh, most definitely. Like I said earlier, I go, you know what? I didn't win the fight, but I think I won the heart of America. And this is the type of stuff that the boxing fans are thriving. Like, man, I want to see some fights. I want to see guys that come and, you know, exchange and throw combinations and let their punches go. They're not scared to get hit. And, you know, that's what I came out and did. And, you know, to be able to do that on NBC, you know, for all the fans around the world and even fans that are people that are not boxing fans, you know, it's nice.
What would you do differently, Dad?
Well,
probably what he told me.
Yeah.
Get in there, put that pressure.
Get in there, put that pressure, man. I was getting on his butt, man. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. You know, he did his best. You know, he fought his heart out, and
I don't think I did my best.
You know, for me, he did his best.
How early did you want him to do that? What round would you say?
I wanted him to do it like in the third round, fourth round. I wanted him to put more pressure on him, you know, and you know, make it a fight, a harder fight. You know, just come in and push pressure him. But you know, it is what it is. It didn't work out.
Couple more questions, guys.
Next time, you know, we're ready for the next time.
Why did you say you didn't think you did your best?
You know, there's a lot of stuff that I could have done. I mean, like you said, after the 10th round, you know, I started putting that pressure, started letting punches go. You know, that fast pressure, and you know, if I would have did that right out the gate, you know, it would have changed the game. But you know, I was trying to fight a disciplined fight. You know, work behind my jab, which I wasn't throwing enough, and you know, land my combinations. You know, do what I do. But you know what? Sometimes you got to just say, you know what? Let's go.
All right, guys, that's it, man. We got to wrap it up. Thank you.
Look good.
If it was a 15-rounder, someone said, if it was a 15-rounder, they felt that you would have stopped him. Give me your thoughts.
Oh, yeah. I feel the last 11th, 12th round, Keith Thurman was dying, and, you know, he was just trying to survive. So I think if it was a 15-rounder, it would have been over.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.